them, which one is it?
I think it's the Chiefs. Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show. I think they match up well against the Chiefs. The Chiefs' issue is the left tackle, and this team rushes the passer incredibly well. They're able to also stop the run, which I think is a centerpiece to the Chiefs' offense. I think they match up really well against the Chiefs. And also, like, the Chiefs' defense isn't as good as it's been in the past. It's fallen apart a little bit this season, so I like their matchup against the Chiefs more than I do the other teams. And then they have the good fortune of maybe the Chiefs have nothing to play for at that point in the season also.
Well, they'll have a couple, right. They've already wrapped up their playoffs by their division title. Yeah, maybe the 1 seed, but they got a 2-game lead on Buffalo. I just think it's amazing. This whole pick against the Chiefs thing has gone so far.
Here we go.
We're doing it 3 weeks out now.
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
I'm the Ravens. I think they have a shot against the Ravens that Kimberly talked about too. Mr. Jackson kind of struggles against the Steelers, and as much as Tomlin likes to, but they get after him pretty good. So I would say they have a chance of winning 2 of the. I don't think they win this week because without Pickens, but I think the next 2 out of 3, I think they can win both of them.
I'm surprised that everybody's saying the Chiefs. Because I see them going 1 and 2.
Just me.
Oh, it's just you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
No, I said it as well.
Oh, okay.
I like
everybody.
Y'all together. Y'all together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we together? That's
Okay, Jeff. Okay.
No, today's been a little, Jeff's getting all hot bothered over coaching. I'm good.
All right, let's talk about the Steelers, right? They're playing the Eagles this week. It's Steelers. It's Russell Wilson Steelers. They're exceeding expectations. The Eagles have won 9 games in a row, but we've talked about Jalen Hurts, not necessarily, the engine of that winning streak. Right. If I asked you which of these quarterbacks do you trust more right now, Jalen Hurts or Russell Wilson, Jeff, what would you say?
Dang, that's like just the position itself. I would probably say Russell Wilson, but team-wise, I would say the Eagles. So it's hard for me. I think as Russell Wilson has played very well this season, but I think the Eagles' defense is going to make it difficult for him. And I think you're going to see Jalen and A.J. Brown and Smith all get back this week. So it's hard for me to go there.
Oh, so you're going to see a little bit more balance. You think?
Well, it's going to be required.
Be a little bit more balance?
It's going to be required.
I'm going to go with Russell Wilson as well because I think he has been the more consistent version of what the Pittsburgh Steelers have needed, right? They brought Russell Wilson in here to add stability to their offense, again, to be a quarterback who does not do too much, can get them plays down the field when necessary and needed, can lead the football team and direct the offense. And he's done that week in and week out. So as long as he stays consistent the way that he has since he's taken over as the starter, I'm definitely hanging my hat on Russell Wilson.
You see the picks there. I would just say, show me the teams. Who do the teams trust more? Because the Steelers will tell you, hey, Russ, we need you to win this game. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to be on Najee. It's not going to be on Jay. We need you to find somebody. Even if Pickens isn't there, throw that deep ball to Pat Fryermuth or find Calvin Austin. And I just feel like when we look at the Eagles, it's mostly been about Saquon and the
offensive line.
I mean, Saquon's running attack is influenced by Jalen Hurts. I think both of these quarterbacks are doing what is asked of them. And as a result, the Eagles have a better offense than the Steelers. So, I have to go with Jalen Hurts, even though I recognize that his passing hasn't been great. It's been frustrating to his receivers and probably his team. But I think given that he is functioning in that offense the way that he is, I like Jalen Hurts a little bit more than Russ. And Jalen Hurts has, in recent years, he has a pretty good track record, particularly of playoff success. We have Russell Wilson has a track record of this season so far of success.
What years are you looking at? The Super Bowl and last year?
The Super Bowl is recent. That was
right. So what you're looking at 1 year. Then.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's only 3 years as a starter. In this offense, I think Jalen Hurts is a more formidable opponent than Russell is in that offense.
That does lead me to a question, though, about the Steelers, right? Because they're having this great season. They're 10-3. A lot of us didn't see it coming. Some may claim that they did. Right, exactly. But it's been a long time. It's been 8 years since the Steelers have won a playoff game. Yeah. Like, this is when people are critical of Mike Tomlin, Steeler fans that want more. It's because he hasn't won in the playoffs. Is it a big deal? Does he have to win a playoff game to kind of stamp this season?
It is a big deal, and I think it's a much bigger deal than we make it. I mean, Fox tells me all the time, don't sacrifice the great for the good, right? If this coach is good enough, but we can get a great coach, why don't we do that? So my question would be, if you were going to replace him, who are you going to replace him with? The guy has done a phenomenal job, but I do think winning playoff games for the Steelers fan base is massive. And you only got one Super Bowl. You had a Hall of Fame quarterback for all those years. You had an 11-1 season that went down the tank. So pressure is definitely building for him to get a playoff win.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard to judge coaches, and we ultimately end up judging them on the final result, but we don't necessarily judge them on the jobs that they've completed. You look at the things that Mike Tomlin's been able to accomplish in just managing the personalities that have been on his roster. He got the best version out of Russell this year, not to mention getting the best version out of Antonio Brown and a lot of other
Roethlisberger,
and
Pouncey, all of them,
Le'Veon Bell. Like, it's a lot of guys who have unique personalities that we've gotten the best out of there. So, like, I think if you judge them that way, you're like, man, we can't find anybody better than this.
Right.
But the point is to win championships. And they haven't been close to winning championships recently. So, yeah, he does have to put up some playoff wins, too.
I think Coach Tomlin has put up probably his best coaching season of his career. Judging by when we came into the season, the questions that we had around Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, not only that, he made a decision to bench Justin Fields when they're a winning football team. And you remember all the opinions around that, to stick with it and see that we did sacrifice the good for the great, and it's paid off. Well, now that raises the level of expectation. And I think everybody has a different view of what the potential of this team is. And with that being said, yes, the expectation is Mike Tomlin, we need to win a playoff game this year. Now, I don't think his job is on the line. I think it'd be asinine to go that route. But the expectation is the expectation, and this team can reach it.
What blows my mind in Pittsburgh is how many Steelers fans, no matter what, anytime I post anything about Tomlin, they jump in the mentions to talk about how this guy hasn't done enough.
Really?
And it is astounding, because now it's to the point where, okay, he's had 16 years of non-losing seasons, but how many playoff games has he won? Without factoring in all the things that happen behind the scenes.
No kidding.
That never got out. And that's a credit to Mike Tomlin. I understand they held down to Roethlisberger too long. I get it. The Kenny Pickett plan didn't work. That's why it's on. I love the aggressiveness that the Steelers have shown this offseason, getting Russell, getting Justin Fields, and what they've been able to do so far. For them not to win a playoff game would seem like a disappointment. So that's why he has to.
And it'll be a home game, which would be that would be the salt to the wound.
That's so good.
That would be tough.
They've lost their last 5 playoff games over that 8-year stretch, allowing 202 points.
Welcome to John Crowder's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back again with another sports show, joining you live from a spot here in the Battery, Atlanta, Georgia. If you ever get time, come check us out. Want to make sure you understand that if you want to see some of the most up-to-date clips, shows, Stephen A. Smith, First Take, Pat McAfee, go ahead and tune in. Every day we're dropping clips and even live shows. So take the time to go ahead, like, subscribe, and even share this content. We're going to be pushing out a lot of content to you free. And also we're going to be giving away live tickets to sporting events, and we'll be live on set at the NCAA Championship, the Final Four, and also we'll be live at the Super Bowl this year. So if you want to win free tickets, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. Put the alert bell on. We're going to keep you up to date with NFL, MLB, soccer, baseball, hockey, all sports, and even giving you free picks on parlays that we hit very often. So go ahead and stay locked in, because if you blink, you'll miss it. Again, I'm John Crowder, and thanks for tuning in. What are some of the most iconic sports for you as far as moments? One of the most iconic sports moments for me was definitely when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. Even though I'm a Falcons fan, it was heartbreaking, but it was definitely memorable. So that was one of the most memorable, ugliest moments for me as a sports fan. Go ahead and drop in the chat what your most memorable moment in sports was, and we'll be sure to comment and respond to that. One other thing, we definitely want to let you know that we do have sports picks, and we will be putting them in the chat. Our sports picks come with a lot of knowledge, a lot of historical data, and just a lot of professionalism. So if you want to start hitting some of those bets, make sure you follow our picks, and we'd definitely like to help you out on that. All right, this channel is completely free. We don't have any sponsors. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to get more content like this and to help us put out more content. Again, I'm John Crowder, and I'm joining you live from the Battery in Atlanta. Stay tuned for more episodes, more shows, and more content.